Hello crafty friends, it's Anna here and I have another video. This one features a lot of die cutting. I have a brand new set of dies from scrapbook.com called Flower Trio, and when I saw it on the website I knew what kind of layout I want to create. I knew it will be a lot of work with die cutting, but I really like this kind of repetitive work, especially while watching some YouTube videos from fellow scrapbookers. And I am also working with new fresh duo and festive duo smooth cardstock pads. And they are super fun because each page is in one color, but front and back are different shades of the same color. So you have the guessing out uh, done for you. If you want a lighter shade, just rotate the page. So I'm going to die cut a lot of flowers and leaves and stems using those papers. So it will be the whole rainbow of colors. And as you can see, it is only a part of my process. To make it faster and more efficient, I'm using the bigger machine. One part of the mat is for flowers, and I'm die cutting all the dies at once. So all the flowers, all the insides of the flowers, and on the bottom I'm die cutting leaves. So I have the big mix of all the colors here, and this is how the flowers looks, and this is how you assemble them. Very, very simple process. We have one bigger flower, which reminds me of a daisy, sort of. So I'm applying a drop of glue on top of it, and I am adding inner part. I'm doing the same with the second flower. The first flower is from 3 or 4 parts, depending how you would like to assemble it. I'm going the lazy way with 3 parts only. And it has a smaller side, the inner part and the back side, and it's really, really easy to assemble. And I did it for all of my flowers, so this is just the example. And each flower was then sanded with a sanding paper. It's because I like to showcase this white core of the paper to add a little bit of a rustic look. So each one was treated exactly the same, and using card from a mixed media paper pad in 12 by 12 size, I'm starting to working on my background. So we have a 12 by 12 card and I want to create a frame of flowers around it. So I need to add some background under it. Using Mode Loan Distress Oxide ink, you can use any other ink in green color. It doesn't have to be this one. I chose 2 shades, the lighter one, which is this one, and a little bit darker to highlight the edges only. And I'm quickly applying it. And by quickly, I really mean like I'm not trying to make it super, super smooth, because first, most of it will be covered with flowers. And second, I'm going to add another layer. So you will see it in a few minutes on the video. This is the new kind of video for me. Well, not new kind of video. I decided to leave most of the process only sped up, not cut out, so the video will be almost twice as long as usual. So let me know in the comments if this is something you prefer, to have like more structured, detailed process video with a lot of me blabbing in the background, or maybe you prefer it quicker, like smoother, only the essentials in the video. You don't have 20 minutes, you prefer to do it in 10 minutes or maybe less. Because I'm struggling with direction, I want to go with my videos. I want to engage more audience, and I know layouts are a little less popular lately. Cards are on the rise. This is what I have an impression of. So I'm just trying to, stay afloat, trying to create something you would like. So let me know in the comments, what would you like me to create? Well, what kind of videos you would like me to create? So after applying Mode Loan, I'm moving to Rustic Wilderness color, and I'm only applying it on the edges. I'm not going to the center of the layout with it. It creates the bigger depth of the page, so and also covers if you make any mess on the edges with blobs of color, it also helps to blend it a little bit more. But again, it's not the end. It's still kind of error-proof idea because again, if you apply it a little bit messy or something, you will still have time to fix it. You may wonder why I am using a piece of a tape under my fingers instead of just using fingers, because they have the oily residue that is left on the paper and it's totally invisible for the eye, but somehow Distress inks and other inks know. They know you touched this paper, and when you blend your ink, the fingerprints shows, so I just don't like it. That's why I'm usually using some kind of paper or piece of tape because it sticks to my fingers to avoid touching the paper with my fingers. And this is like a very, very good idea to do so when you are working with distress inks. And I think distress oxides are even more capricious when it comes to fingertips and fingerprints. And while I was talking about fingers, we moved to another layer, which was stamping, and I used set of stamps that is not new. I just wanted solid leaves, so you can use any other stamp set with solid leaves. And I'm stamping them randomly. As you can see very quickly, not each stamping is perfect. I don't mind. I started with one leaf shape with rustic wilderness, and the second with peeled paint color. I was trying with twisted citron, but it was invisible on this background, so I switched to peeled paint. And this is what we have in this stage. And something that covers up all the mess you might make stamping, drops of water, because you know distress inks, distress oxide inks love water. They react with water. You can lift some color with water. So you always have to be careful with wetting them, even with glue or other media that may not be water, but may contain some water. You will move the color with them. So I sprinkled it with some clean water and I'm cleaning it, so I'm absorbing some of the color that was on the page. Hence, we have those whiter blobs, which adds such a nice texture. And I left it to dry, air dry. I didn't use the heat gun because I didn't want my paper to start bending. I wanted it to have flat. Of course, this is a very thick mixed media paper, but nevertheless, if it comes to heat, you know how the papers warps when you heat it. So I just preferred to wait for it to air dry. It was only a few minutes, so it's not a long process. I went down, make myself a cup of coffee. So, you know. After everything for the background is done, I'm arranging my flowers, and as you can see, I'm grouping them in twos. The full flower and the flower from the side that looks like daisy. I'm picking darker color of one and lighter color of the second, but I'm still keeping the same color. So orange with orange, yellow with yellow, and so on. I have so many flowers left that I will be able to create 3 pages like this. So I will be back with cards made with these flowers for sure. And after I arrange those, let's call them daisies, I'm adding the flowers that look like poppies, tulips, I'm not sure. I'm I'm just adding this second type of flowers, let's call them tulips. And again, I'm trying to mix colors. So if I have the blue daisies, I'm adding something different. So I don't want to group too many colors in one area, but I'm still trying to keep it within family. Cools with cools, warms with warms. So with orange daisies, I added red tulip. With blue daisies, I added purple tulip, and so on. part that I cut out, and you haven't seen it a lot here, is that I glued down all of the flowers to the background using foam squares. So they are lifted above the surface a little bit. And it took me a while to add tape under each flower, but it is totally worth it. I like dimension on the page. And the next step, when all the flowers are secured, is to add stems and leaves. And I have separated them from the flowers here. And I have 4 colors of green used to die cut those leaves and stems. And I'm mixing them. So I'm trying to have brighter, lighter, brighter, lighter colors within the same area. And I'm just applying glue, adding the stem, and then adding the leaves. And the process is also kind of a longer one, so I cut out part of it. So you will be able to see me doing it on the one side of the layout, but I will skip 3 other sides because it's exactly the same work. I'm adding stem, I'm adding leaf, nothing fancy. And for the leaves, I didn't use any dimension. They are glued flat on the background, but I only applied glue in the middle of the leaf, so you can still ruffle up the edges of the leaf. And as you can see, I'm cutting the stems in half, so I will be able to use the same stem on other flower with a shorter distance between the edge. Uh, and this way I am saving myself a lot of work with die cutting. So all the stems and leaves are down, and I notice I have some patches of like space that I needed to fill up. So I reached for the flowers that I have that I haven't used before, and I'm gluing them down in my composition to kind of fill up the areas. Don't worry if they stick from the edges. After the glue will be dry, I will use my scissors to trim down the excess of the flowers. So I'm just rotating and filling up the space. And those flowers are glued flat. They are not glued with foam squares. Now it's time for the picture. I picked this pink color from Fresh Duo paper pad, and I'm just gluing it down, trimming it with the scissors to create frame that will kind of pop the picture a little bit from the background. And I will use pieces of foam or cardboard to add a little bit of dimension for my picture. I think I didn't record it. And now it's time to add title, and it will be Nature is Calling. And I'm using this joyful alphabet set from scrapbook.com. I really like this playful font. And another piece of cardstock from the Fresh Duo smooth cardstock pad. And I'm cutting all the letters at once. And I'm only cutting nature. As you can see, I moved to a smaller machine that it's always on my desk. This is the Spellbinder Scout machine, and I really like working with it when I'm creating layout cards because it doesn't take a lot of space. You can quickly cut something out, and the bigger machine is for when the more job has to be done, like with the flowers. So I'm just keeping it on my desk for a while, and it's going back to the drawer. I mounted my letters to the background using pieces of foam strips because, again, dimension is life for me. And before I did it, I used sanding paper to kind of age the letters a little bit, add this shabby chic kind of filling to those. And after the first part of the title is done, I'm adding is calling. This is all like work in progress. I wasn't planning it. When I created this part, I was like, I need to make a title. How do I make a title? I chose the font for nature, and then I didn't have any small letters in the dice to create is calling part of the title. So I thought maybe I will reach for the stamps. And this is set that I really, really love. And I use it very often, also from scrapbook.com. And I'm stamping words is calling with rustic wilderness ink, the same ink that I used to highlight the edges of my page. So I have my title ready. As you can see, it's not perfect. It is wavy, so I didn't have to be worried about stamping. And now I will add some details. And I recently got this set of ribbons, and they are from scrapbook.com, of course. They are called shimmer, and they come in many colors. So you get gold, you get uh, silver, white, this colorful set. And I chose this colorful set with butterflies and some wording. But to be honest, the ribbons didn't want to stick that well because of the chalky finish of distress oxide ink, so it was not that easy to rub them on the background. That's why I only added few and switched to other elements because again it wasn't going to look perfect. And when it comes to ribbons from scrapbook.com, they usually come really nice, so I know it's not the quality of the ribbons. So I'm finishing everything with few stars, but again, they weren't rubbing that well on this background, so I skipped adding ribbons and moved to other embellishments. Other embellishments, I mean Jen Hadfield Stardust collection that I have for a while. I'm not sure if even you can buy it anymore, but I have it. It's almost brand new. I almost didn't use anything. I was keeping it for the special occasion, and the special occasion didn't come yet. That's why I'm using it slowly for the layouts as a little bit of embellishing. And I really like this sticker book, those tickets that are like sorry, that are glueless, so you can add your own glue. And I'm just going through the stickers. I didn't want to add too much because flowers are already so colorful. I just wanted to add something around the picture, around the title. So I found those speech bubbles with words cool, my favorite, and I don't remember the third one. You are my favorite, and uh, I love you. Yeah, it was I love you. So I embellished it a little bit, and this is it. I was going through other elements from this collection, wondering if I should add something more, but no, I was done. And the very last step is adding some pink drops using flamingo pops of color. Those are the glossy ones without sparkly finish. And I'm just adding those dots around the flowers. And before I start using it on the layout or card, I always squeeze a little amount on some spare paper because sometimes the end is clogged, the tip is clogged, and when you squeeze it, it goes like nothing, and then big ugly blobs. So it's better to try it on site. And what I'm doing now is tapping the paper from behind, so my blobs will become flatter and bigger, so they will look more like enamel dots, which was my goal for this page. And here are the close-ups of the finished layout. I had so much fun creating it, and I really love that everything is like custom made. Everything is from scratch, so there will be no other exactly the same page, even though if you would have exactly the same embellishments. So this is something I really like creating. And I haven't created page like this in a while, so it was like unlocking my creativity again. Here are some other videos you may like. Don't forget to subscribe. Let me know in the comments what would you like me to create. Let me know if you prefer shorter videos or longer videos with me blabbing. And thank you so much for staying with me. See you soon. Bye.